what we're talking about today is wrench, and the batch that we're brewing is going there into number 7. And as we fill it up, we will be, of course, adding yeast to it. And for wrench, we use an English strain of yeast. It's not critically important which one. There are several that you could use to make this style of beer, but what is super important is that it be very viable, very fresh, and ready to do its job. So what we do is use virtually 100% viable, a big pitch, and we get fermentation going in a hurry, because what we really want to do is start dry hopping early and often to help to fix some of that haze. So we will typically, on the second day of fermentation, once we have reached 50% attenuation, we'll begin our dry hopping process, and that's 2 rounds of a combination of both Citra and Mosaic. And we believe that this is a big part of the flavor profile of the beer, not only the hops themselves, but how they get metabolized by the yeast. So we add them early enough that they actually become part of the fermentation process themselves, which is a relatively newer way to think about dry hopping. It wasn't so long ago that dry hopping at all, even post-fermentation, was a pretty extreme process relative to the rest of what beer is. And this is sort of the logical conclusion of that we're going to start dry hopping these beers before we even should, according to the textbook. Well, hazy beers never would have happened if we only abided by the textbook and weren't willing to play around with some of these other processes. And this is where we think the difference starts to happen between this style of beer and another that we might want to be more bright in the glass. To learn more about brewing hazy IPAs, or at least how we do it, click the link below.